we respectfully like to bring our attention the plight of Eritreans, both at home and exile. Since Eritrea became independent, May 24, 1991, from Ethiopia after 30 years of struggle, Eritreans have been denied the right to exercise basic human rights, freedom, and pursue their happiness, and have been subject to tyranny and pressure and oppression and forced in exile. Freedom of expression and association and movement is severely restricted throughout the country. Political opposition has been violently suppressed, and independent press is non-existent. The regime reacts with hostility to any form of political or criticism. Political prisoners are denied minimal justice, and in most cases their whereabouts unknown. It's a fact most have been perished under the guard of the regime. All independent journalists has been banned since 2001, and many journalists have been imprisoned, dead, or forced, or been forced to be in exile. Religious institutions are strictly controlled by the state. The regime and only states sanction. The religious institutions are permitted practicing their faith, and banned religions and banned religion groups are systematically arrested and persecuted. Thousands of Christians and Muslims are languish in jail for only exercising their religion freedom. The Commission of Inquiry was established by the UN Human Rights Council in June 2014 to investigate all allegations and violence of human rights in Eritrea. The report of the UN Commissioner of Inquiry on Human Rights, he described the territorial regime and the territorial state been in control in Eritrea through vast security apparatus and has been penetrated all levels of society. The government of Eritrea is responsible for systematic and widespread and gross human rights violation. That have been created a climate of fear and intimidations, which the dissent is stifled. The violations that have been created a climate of fear and intimidations. A large proportion of the population has been subject to force in labor camp and in prisons. And hundreds of thousands of refugees have been fleeing the country, according to the UN report. Some of this violation may be constitutional crime against humanity. Information gathered through more than 500 pages. The report say it's a law. It's not the law that rule Eritrea, but the fear, intimidations. Many Eritreans are falling victim of traffickers while trying to reach to safe haven in Europe. The UN Refugee Agency placed a number of Eritreans under protection. It considered outside the country more than almost 300, almost 400,000 in mid-2014. The report strongly urged continued international protection for Eritrean refugees fleeing human rights violation and warned against sending them back to Eritrea to face the danger. Eritrean risk of captures, tortures, death, and further human rights traffickers. Eritrean authority ignored repeatedly requests by the Commissioner for direct access to country as well as getting more information. The Commission traveled through almost about eight countries around outside of Eritrea and carried out more than 500 confidential interviews through Eritreans with Eritrean witnesses who fled the Horn of African nation. In addition, they received more than 160 eyewitnesses and their submissions. Many potential witnesses residing in Eritrea and outside Eritrea. Many potential witnesses residing outside of Eritrea were afraid to testify, even a confidential basis because the assumption that the states are monitoring them by authority, and therefore they fear for the safety and the safety of the family back home. The Commission also confined that violation in the area of a jurisdiction system, the judicial system, execution, torture, including sexual tortures, national service, and forced labor may constitute crime against humanity. The Commission emphasized that its present findings should not be interpreted as the only conclusions that international crime have not been committed on the area. The report listed many perpetrators for this violation of the Eritrean Defense Forces, in particular the army commanders, the national security officers, the Eritrean police forces, the Minister of Information, the Minister of Justice, and the people front of the PFD, which are being shortened by PFDG offices, and even the presidential office was implicated in this. The report described the repression systems used by the government to control silence, isolate individuals, including previous domestic surveillance, network of neighbors on neighbors, even families members mistrust their family. As a result of the surveillance, Eritreans live a constant fear that their conduct is or may be monitored by security agency, and that information gathered may be used against them, leading to arbitrary arrest, lack of and torture, and disappearance or death. Holding prisoners in communicado is widespread practice, and many detainees simply disappear. In addition, many detainees have not been held, even been presented to court. The Commission finds that use of torture is widespread, that it can only conclude that the policy of the government to encourage its use for punishment of individuals perceived as opponent to the rule of extradition on confession of the report. Monitored detainee centered in non-existent in perpetrators, and the perpetrators are never brought to justice, while national service is supposed to be 18 months officially on the, it really is conscripted more than indefinite time period, often for years, and harsh and human conditions. Thousands of conscripts are being subjected to forced labor that effectively abuse, exploit, and enslave. Women conscripts are at extreme risk, sexual violence, and during national service. We, citizens and residents of Canada, appeal to the Canadian government to act and use its power to put an end to the gross human rights violation in Eritrea. We strongly urge Canadian government to take action, supportive action of the UN inquiry on the gross human rights violation in Eritrea, and to restrict movement of the diplomat. We call on the Canadian government to investigate a matter of Eritrean Canadian citizens experiencing intimidation and harassment in Eritrea. We also ask Canadian government to push and ensure that the UN sanctions are imposed. In addition, we also ask for assistance for the Canadian government with Eritrean refugees in North Africa and the Middle East and rescue their life. This demonstration will be the beginning to support this finding by the Commission. Thank you.